What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and this is, well, I feel like we've got a lot to digest. Start with yesterday. So, firstly, I didn't do a video yesterday. I tweeted the reason. The reason was I had a family meal. It was Grandad's birthday, and as you know, he passed away in December. And essentially, we went out for his birthday in his honour. So, I was very emotional yesterday. It was his first birthday without him. And I struggled a bit, to be honest. I struggled a bit. But, yeah, I know you guys would support me and love me, and you always do. So I really appreciate it. And all the lovely comments I had on Twitter. Thank you. Now let's get into Everton. So yesterday was a shitstorm. Let's be straight. Let's be realistic. Let's be honest about this. It was horrendous. Because, fundamentally, we lost our best player. Probably slightly undervalued, in my opinion. And then on top of that, a transfer bid that I was really excited about ended up just gone, finished. So when you really read what happened, you know, you hear Everton having to negotiate in the middle of the night to get this Richarlison deal done over the line and finished. It's ridiculous. Like, it just shows how poor this board have been and the mismanagement of our finances of our club and the signings we've made over the years, and it's ridiculous. And fundamentally, we've left us in a position where we've had no choice but to sell our best asset again. Yes, for a different reason. It's not a case of we're broke and we need to sell him. It was a case of we need to sell him to satisfy financial fair play so we can spend money this summer. Are you for real? What sort of position to be put in? You know, £331 million in the deficit over the last 3 years. It's pathetic. So for me, really, really disappointing. But it just spells out the issues with this board, and losing Richarlison, and you can probably replace his goals. You probably can replace his assists. But what you can't replace, in my opinion, is his heart, is his passion, is his drive, his determination. And, you know, the big six clubs will always say, oh, yeah, he was a diver, Sky, oh, he was a diver. He won't be branded that now. It'll be branded a top player at Spurs. It'll be branded a player that helps them kick on, maybe. So, for me, it hurt. It really hurt. But it didn't hurt from Richarlison's perspective. It hurt from this board, this sheer negligence by the board. That killed me. Then on top of that, it comes out and we're losing this bid. Like, this bid, apparently, all of a sudden, the news breaks that these guys are defaulting on payments. And I wonder if they're defaulting on payments because they're having to prove the money is elsewhere to satisfy the Premier League. And then the exclusivity period, that's done. Like, that's finished. So again, for me, disappointed because I felt like the club was under change. I felt like we were going in the right direction. And now, I feel like we've gone backwards. I feel like we've actually gone backwards. We are in a worse position now than we was at the end of the season. You know, I just want someone to either take Moshiri by the scruff of the neck and teach him and educate him on how and what he needs to do to be a successful owner of a football team. And the first thing you should do is get rid of Kenwright. Like, that's the first thing you should do. Then, teach him, put the right people in charge, come up with a strategy, be open and honest, communicate with the fans. Because it now is abundantly obvious he doesn't want Everton. It's abundantly obvious. So if he doesn't want Everton, communicate with it. Tell us that he's looking for a buyer, because now he is looking for a buyer. There will be either people out there that want to buy an established Premier League club, or there'll be people that go, right, I know Everton are for sale. I'm going to put in a cheeky low ball offer just in case Moshiri takes it. And then what does the investment look like? You know, is he going to look to claw money back from transfers now? Well, all of a sudden, are we going to be having more of these Arteta money situations where the money just disappears? We are, in my opinion, as a result of yesterday, in deep shit. And I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. And for any player worth their salt in quality or whatever, why would you come to Everton right now? And I love this club. Like, you know, literally, I could be sitting anywhere in that stadium, and somebody could run over to me with a pair of boots and say, right, Mike, you on? And I'd give it 110%. I might be shit, but I'd give it 110%. I can't say that about the people in charge of this club. I can't say it about the people that have been brought in over the years. And that is really disappointing. And it just, losing one of the players that actually cared hurt. It really, really hurt. This club's a mess. It's a mess. And I don't know. I don't know what to say, because I could lose my head. Like, I could be really aggressive about this. Like, you know, I could say all sorts of horrendous things. But the fact of the matter is, we've been let down. So irrespective of me shouting, me losing my shit, we've been let down. And over the last 6 years, the stupidity of these millionaire, billionaire, fucking multinational, fantastic juggernaut people who've got loads of money and loads of business contacts, they've ran our club into the fucking ground. I haven't got a clue. So, yeah, I'm really concerned. News breaks today. James Tarkowski has signed from Burnley on a free transfer. We knew it was coming. Signs a 4-year deal. It will definitely shore up that defence. Has played a minimum of 35 times over the last, I think, 4 years in the Premier League. So you're going to get someone who's ready-made, steady, solid at the back. Will play for the shirt, I suspect. And I like to think we'll give it all. That's exactly what we need. That is exactly what we want. We want players who are going to stay fit, because we've obviously had an issue with that, certainly in centre-back positions, probably now over the last 2 years. So him coming in would definitely add to that. What do I think it means for formation? I suspect he'll play 3 at the back, personally. I think he'll have Mikalenko and Nathan Patterson as wing backs, which wouldn't surprise me. I think he's looking for ball carriers and a ball winner in the middle of the park. And he's got his striker in Calvert-Lewin, who appears at the moment to not be going anywhere, albeit I suspect he might be. Will be interesting to see where Moise Keane is on Monday. Because obviously we know about the whole Juventus thing. We know about the obligation to buy, but they don't want him. It will be interesting if he goes and reports for training there, if he goes to Fulham, if he comes to us for some reason. I don't know. But it's very odd where that is, because that money could have been banked. So there's that. I just have nothing fucking positive at the minute. Like, it upset me yesterday. Obviously yesterday was a shit day anyway. But it really upset me yesterday, because I was just... I went from doing a video on Millsy with Millsy's channel. Make sure you go and check it out. Being really confident. You know, yes, we've lost Richarlison, but hopefully we'll invest in the right players and we'll do the right thing. And we've got this takeover. And it was just too good to be true. Because it's fallen apart. And, you know, both sides are saying different things at this point. So it really has fallen apart. It's weird. So, yeah, I'm gutted. Like, I am gutted. And, you know, I really hope that if there is anyone else interested in buying Everton, they do it quickly. Because we need them to. And we need them to have the funds. We need them to have that business acumen. You know, Peter Kenyon, a lot of people on the comments were saying that it wasn't necessarily a good thing. And I can understand, maybe he invested a lot of money in different places and maybe got decisions wrong running big clubs. But when you're a club like Manchester United and Chelsea, these issues are amplified. It's like Lukaku, for example, at Chelsea. Lukaku, in my opinion, probably eventually would have come good for Chelsea. Maybe he didn't have a great season this season. Maybe, you know, it didn't quite work out. But I truly believe it would have come good at some point. If he came to Everton, it would have been a success. And that's what I'm talking about, is levels. We're talking about different levels. And I think Peter Kenyon coming to Everton would have been a good thing, because he knows what that looks like. But that's just my opinion. Everyone has different ones. The fact are, this consortium don't appear to have the money that they're saying they have. It's been an opportunity for them to put their name in the spotlight. Whether that is a good thing or a bad thing, you know, the fact that it comes out about these defaults, that is a bad thing. So you don't really want that as the owners of an Everton football club. We wouldn't. So that concerned me a lot. So it's really interesting what Moshiri's going to do, how he's going to play his cards fundamentally. Everton have also been linked with several players since this has all happened. Jesse Lingard being one of them, a player that I would take. I think he did really well at West Ham. I think in the very brief occasions we saw him at Manchester United, I think he did well. And I think he would fit in really well with what we want to do. He's a ball-carrying player, can play anywhere across the three positions, probably just behind the striker. He's very able to pick up the ball and run at people. Very quick, can score goals. I don't think that's a bad move. The only thing, as I said, I'm not a big fan of the social media thing, but I appreciate that is kind of where it's all gone to these days. You know, if I was fucking massive on TikTok, I'm sure I'd have a bigger following on here, but the fact is it's just not me. Whereas it is Jesse to go out and do dances and videos and whatever, and it is for other content creators, and they do it fantastically. Kieran Rants, big TikTok account, played in great competitions and you know, great channel on YouTube. So you've got to give credit to people like that. It's just, I'm not very good at it, whereas he is. So if it fits, great. If not, it not. No biggie. So that's what you sort of, it's not for me in terms of that element of Jesse, but the footballing ability. Yeah, I think he walks into our side. And if you'd have said to me, funny enough, if you'd have said to me 2 years ago, your midfield is going to have Dele Alli and Jesse Lingard in it. I mean, two and a half years ago, you're probably looking at £70 million worth of players. And this is what I mean about this frustration, because on paper, Everton are very capable, but we're not. But on paper, we are. And that's what's so frustrating about this. You know, we've got the England #1 goalkeeper, a player that we want to extend his deal. You know, we need to prove to him that, you know, he is at the right club, and at the minute, we're doing a poor job at proving that. Calvert-Lewin gets himself in the England team, needs to have a better season this season due to his injuries, and I think his head wasn't quite there. But hopefully he can come back a different player, a different mentality maybe a bit more support around him. You know, maybe he comes back and has a great season. But the facts are, Everton have just got to adapt and get better, because the players that we've got in this team have points to prove. Jesse Lingard, Damari Gray, Calvert-Lewin, Dele Alli, those four players there all have a point to prove this season. That power is massive. You know, Everton have been linked with Christian Eriksen. Would be a phenomenal signing. I'd be all over it. I'd be chuffed if Everton signed Christian Eriksen. I don't think we will, but I would. And that is an aggressive signing. That's Everton stepping out and saying, yeah, we're going to have a go at it. We can't spend loads of money, but we're going to be sensible. And I think Christian Eriksen and a Jesse Lingard, without spending the absolute earth on them, are sensible signings if Everton could bring them in. I suspect there will be a lot of clubs in for both players. You then talk about other players we've been linked with, and this is one that we have been linked with for a few months now, and that's Emmanuel Dennis. And I think the reason why we've been so linked with this lad is because of the similarities with Richarlison, because he is agile, he is quick, he will win you free kicks, he can score you a goal, he's got that little bit of magic, that moment, kind of like Richarlison. And I think it's been very easy to link him to Everton. £20 million, I've got no issues with that. I think he scored, I can't even remember how many scored he got, but I'm sure he scored over 10 last season. No penalties. I'm cool with that. I'm absolutely cool with that. He walks into the Everton side and he'll play, and he will be given minutes. He will be able to show what he's capable of, and hopefully players like that with that point to prove at that higher level, maybe they'll go on and do it. You know, we were linked with Potter from Hull, all over it. Go and do it, but then Brentford step in. So Everton have now got a little bit of money I think they can go and spend. They've at least got 60 million, touch wood. You like to think they might have a bit more. So, look, I for me now, right now, I'm fairly happy with where we are. If we start being sensible. And that We will see. Guys, I'm leaving it there. I hope you've enjoyed the 15-minute of fucking therapy. I'll see you soon. Peace.